Nitsana, briefly tell us about your law firm and what it has achieved to date.
Shurat Adin is a civil rights organization based in Israel that have been taking the legal battle on behalf of the Jewish state, on behalf of the Jewish people. We go on the offense against Israel enemies like the terror organization that want to devastate the state of Israel. We take them to court, we take their financial patrons to court, countries that support the terror organizations, banks that provide financial services to terror organizations. And in addition, we are taking the BDS movement to court, and those who call to delegitimize the Jewish state, to indict IDF soldiers for war crimes, to alienate the Jewish state. So far, we've been holding judgments for more than $2 billion against different organizations. And we actually collected more than $200 million that went to the terror victims. We are able to stop the Gaza flotilla, the one that wanted to breach the sea blockades against Gaza. And we've been fighting and accomplishing our fights against the BDS and the lawful movement. In the end of November, Obama will sign off on the release, and $100 billion will be given to Iran as a part of the nuclear agreement. This is absolutely outrageous because Iran already said that they will continue to support terrorism. This money will go to the hands of Hamas, Islamic Jihad, Hezbollah, which are waiting to launch the new war against Israel from the south, from the north. Iran already said that Israel has only 25 years to live, and they will make sure they will not have any one-day quiet. So by releasing these funds, United States is causing another disaster to the state of Israel, in addition to the nuclear agreement. We in Shurat Adin decided to file an injunction against the State Department and the Treasury not to release the funds, not only because it will go to the terror organizations, but also because we are representing tens of terror victims, and there are many, many more that are holding judgments on their behalf against Iran, which Iran never paid a dime. And this is the last chance to receive money for their judgments. So if United States want to release the funds, first Iran has to pay the money to the terror victims. It shows us how the international community is so desperate that they let Iran inspect itself. It started with a condition that the UN and different committees will watch what Iran is doing, but slowly, when Iran insisted that nobody will go to the territory or nobody will go to their nuclear facilities without their permission, and nobody will go there 24 days before they allow them to come in, Iran simply achieved what they insisted on. And the international community simply collapsed. And we are standing now in front of a terrible agreement, both to Israel and the rest of the Western world, because the nuclear missiles of Iran are not pointed out directly to Israel. They are pointed out to Saudi Arabia, to United States, to Qatar, to any other country that is considered to be the enemy of Iran. It's a real disaster.
With that $100 billion that will be flowing into Iran, much of it will be used to fund terrorism. Can you give us a rundown on where some of that funding is going to be going?
Look, Iran has a lot of proxies in the Middle East. The major one is Hezbollah, which they have been arming for many, many years, and they've been funding for many years. It's talking about tens of millions of dollars that just flow to the hands of Hezbollah, and tens of thousands of missiles that Iran manufactures and give Hezbollah. So first and foremost, this is a big threat against Israel, but also Hamas. Hamas in recent years went into a clash against Iran, but recently Iran warms up the relations and keep funding Hamas and keep letting them use missiles and other ammunitions. And Islamic Jihad, although it's a very small relative organization, still gets their funding from Iran because they stay the most loyal to the Iranian regime. So here you have at least 3 different organizations in the front line against Israel. But Iran has proved itself to combat not only Israelis, but American. They attacked the American embassy in Lebanon. They hijacked different planes with American citizens on them. Iran is a threat not to Israel only, but to the Western world. And I'm afraid that this money, talking about $100 billion plus, will partially go and fund these organizations. Iran doesn't have allies. Iran has opportunists that just see the unfreezing of the relationship with Iran as a great business opportunity. And you can see that companies from Europe already rush to Iran. You can see a pressure from American companies to go and start relations with Iran. And all this because Iran has tremendous amount of oil. They have tremendous industry that can provide many corporations. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. The one that help Iran militarily is, their regular allies like North Korea, like China, like Russia. And they have been, keeping relationship with Iran for all these years. Despite the UN sanctions, despite the European sanctions, they have been in touch with them the whole time. And obviously now when it's free, now when there is nobody to report to or nobody to take into account, they can come and just continue and develop Iran to the huge country, to the empire that they really want to be. Right, look, what we're doing in Shurat Adin is trying to block the funding coming from these regimes. We are going after Iran's funding to the terror organizations. If Hamas or Islamic Jihad or Hezbollah carry out terror attacks, we file a lawsuit against Iran because we see them as responsible for funding these terror organizations. We get judgments against Iran and we're going after their assets, we're going after bank accounts they are holding in different countries, we're going after buildings and assets that they have in different countries. And I think we're making a significant move because we really see that once you attach the assets of Iran, Iran does not keep silent. They come to court, they send lawyers, they fight back. They don't want us to reach to their pocketbooks. I think they feel very embarrassed that Jews or Israelis or terror victims of any kind go and take their money. I'm very positive that these cases are influencing the regimes, not to an extent that they will stop funding terrorism, but in a way that we are obstructing the way they were doing until now and funding the terror organizations. We will go after the Lebanese banks because this is the banks that Iran funds Hezbollah. We will go after the Central Bank of Iran because this is where Iran keeps its money and funds the terror organizations. We will go after any bank that helps Iran to fund the terror organization, and we'll go after the terror organization themselves. We learned in all our years in the organization that money is the oxygen to the terror organizations, to the terrorism, and if you block the flow of the money, you can block the flow of the terrorism.
Please share this video, and on YouTube, click the button below to become a subscriber. In consideration of Canada's 150th birthday, please consider 150 ways to bless Israel through your Christian embassy, the ICEJ Canada. Consider becoming a $150 monthly donor. Plant 150 trees, 150 prayers for Israel. The opportunities are endless. Please contact us.